Morning,
Good
today's
news.
Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, and since you're so excited here with the treasurer's office, Terry, would you like to start off, please?
I'm sorry, Dan.
No,
Okay,
you
I
got
have
it.
great news. Okay, you know, we've been out July, August, and September. Yes,
Oh.
it's taken hours, hundreds of hours, it feels like, but it's probably not true. So these two, July and August, these are amended reports. And the only thing that's here is the cash report and the cover sheet, Helen, just so y'all know. Because the rest of it's fine, it's this. So on the June report, we had a treasurer's check for one of the schools that was not at the bank side, but it was on the finance side. So it had to be a plus. This is so simple, I just can't believe I didn't catch it. It's not that simple, but
Hard to find.
okay, I was searching, I've spent hours, but in September, I was looking at things and I was playing around and I went, "Ah, so that treasurer's check should have been a negative on July, August, and September. So it doubled the amount that we were out because it was a plus. Should have been a minus, so it had to be minus twice. So that's where the $13,000 was. So since then, since I found it, I called the school and I talked to the clerk and I said, so what are we doing with this? Because it has never cleared the bank. If it had cleared the bank, it would have just wiped it out and we wouldn't have ever had that issue. But she said, well, there was an issue with this company, Wax, whoever it was. The amount was actually 5,432. Because two of our schools don't always report their e-checks correctly. When we see it hit the bank without any offsetting documents, we create a check so that it balances. So in August, Paulette created a check for the 5,432, not even looking at the $6,500 item because the numbers were so off, $1,100 off. So that was fixed. So Lori said, can you cancel it? So I canceled that $6,598 treasurer's check in July. So now it's wiped all the way out. So now we're out $11.03. So we'll give these to Helen and then, so these are July and August.
But September, you're not out the $11, right?
September, we are out the $11. Did I give one to Dan? We are out in September. But I haven't, I'm not talking about September yet. So
But I couldn't see it on the September report yesterday.
I haven't been in the September report.
You emailed it to me yesterday.
I did? I'm so efficient. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Should have been right there on the bottom.
Okay.
So sorry, there you go. So this is September. So September is out the same $11, July, August, and that's Alan. So
if
that's
the
$11 may or may not be an issue.
So she cleared it in September, so it's gotta be something else. then.
Okay. I'm charging the $11 off, just so y'all know.
You want to spend
Are you
hundreds
okay?
of hours trying to find $11?
$13,000 was worth researching, but I'm sorry. I'm
I
tired
thought
of
I thought I knew what it was because we had an issue with unemployment, that first paycheck in July. Just pennies times all the number of employees that amounted to $11, but we cleared that in September, so I don't know what it is now.
Okay, so I'm gonna write this for you, Helen, so that you know. Okay. So that's Helen. So my next question is, do you want all this paper? Because maybe I should just scan it to you. There's a lot of paper here. I don't care either
Is
way.
it-
I have it in my system. If I need to, I can scan them to you. I just feel like I've killed a bunch of trees here, but
Do you need a printed copy for your records, Helen?
I mean, I just put them with the minutes, but I don't know.
It
you
can
should put them with the minutes.
Yeah, we can do that electronically. It can be emailed. Wait, if you just give us the minutes and you have emailed it to me and the minutes say receipt of the treasurer's report, we can do it all
I
digital.
don't care if you guys get it. It's just like it's a lot.
And I think if you email it to us,
Then I can just talk to you about it
and
off
then
my
you explain
original.
it to us, I think we can pull up a computer.
I
in
know you
here
can handle it.
And look at it.
We could even pull it up there if we need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
If you need to go through it, we can pull it up on the screen.
Oh, Oh,
Mhm.
that's scary, but okay. All right, so let's talk about fun stuff.
There's
So
fun-
this.
There's a fun part of this?
Well, that was the fun part, actually, because I can't tell you how excited I was. And I was so distracted with tax bills that I hadn't told Ginger yet. And then, but I had talked to Lindsay at Black Mountain, so she blew my surprise for Ginger. So what this is, I'm handing out to you, and Ginger, I think you already have this, but just in case. So what this is our mill levies. This is my top sheet. This is what I give to my team members. So if somebody says, so what was the mill for the road department, they can pull it up. They don't always use it, but it helps them. And then at the bottom, for Craig's purposes, because Craig hasn't probably seen it, is the bottom is the total of the levies that were charged in each district that we have in our county. So that's why you see this 480.460. That's Clancy towards the north. And F is the Clancy Fire Department District. I'm not Clancy, I lied, Jefferson City 1F is. So anyway, because you'll see Jefferson City doesn't have its own district, it's kind of part of Clancy.
Oh, gotcha.
But 1F though is Jefferson City's fire department, so it kind of pulls it out. So you have to remember that Clancy has a fee, not a levy, so that's not in here. So that back sheet, oh, I didn't give you that. Anyway, I probably should give you that. The back sheet shows all those individual charges. So you'll see Clancy Fire is 145. So maybe I'll switch this with you, Craig, because you
another
haven't
one.
ever seen it before.
Another one with a
And I
second
don't know
sheet.
if Dan's ever seen it. So this list on the back, and Craig, if you want this, Corey, I can see it too. So
I
this
can make
list
you a
on the
copy
back
afterward.
is what the RMD fees and any other
Oh, okay,
fees
okay.
are for like the TV districts and the solid waste. So you see solid waste is now 192 there. So that's what the point of that second fee is. I don't always give that to my team because they don't really need to know. And if they pulled up a copy of the tax bill, they can actually see it, but I usually just give them this.
Oh.
And basically, it's because they really need to know what those levies are when people call. So people are already paying their taxes because I created, except for 4 districts, I created the bills before I left for California. So some of those people have been patiently waiting or impatiently waiting online, and they're already paying with their credit cards and their checks, which is wild because I've never seen that early. But so these other districts, which was Clancy and the Montana districts, were finished yesterday because there was a hang up because of the TIF district in the north end, which I did the TIF district right, but apparently Department of Revenue put 2 houses in Clancy in the south end TIF. So it was like, something's wrong. And so while I was in California, I sent them that to figure it out, and they told me, well, just put it in 4 CST. I'm like, no, you don't get it. Clancy doesn't have a TIF district. So anyway, I just deleted them out of there. I put them where they belonged without DOR's input, because I'm not going to hang these bills up while I wait for them to figure it out, because I don't know what the deal was. But anyway, so those 2 houses that are in Clancy are now in Clancy where they should be. So that's okay. All right. So takes this is and that will also be online for people to look at. And then I sent them to the printer this morning as well. So they were created on the 5th. Printer now turn those out, so they'll probably by next week. Still is by the. So I do appreciate that. I in 10 years, this is that they're actually created by the middle of the month, and on the 22nd or 25th. So I'm happy with the way that worked, and I appreciate all the effort to get those things moving. So I wanted to tell you that we did bill $19,189,695 in real. And then we also did our centrally assessed, which is 3.675 million. So that's a total of $22,865,300.
What goes into centrally assessing?
Those are like your Northwest Energies, your utilities,
Utilities.
the T-Mobiles,
The ones that get protested.
the ones that get protested. Speaking of which, so I haven't had any protests yet, but I still have this one from Ash Grove, and it's in your packet. From Ash Grove for $144,269. So last month, in September, I reached out to DOR and said, where is this? Because of the law, I can release this. And they asked me to hold off because they are coming to some type of settlement.
Hmm.
So when I release this, I have to add interest back. Any money that I refund to Ash Grove, I have to pay interest on. That's why we always keep a little buffer of interest in this fund. But it does pay interest to it every month, but I just, that buffer I use to pay them interest if they get any money.
How much of a buffer was in there?
Oh, it's less than $1,000 because the interest is at the going rate of what all of our investments are. So right now I use 4%, which isn't awful, really. It really isn't awful. So that's that. And then I wanted to go to the back page of your report. So I'm doing this every month now because the auditor had made, and I think I've said this to you before, the auditor had made some comment about how 13-17 is never balanced. We do balance it. So now I'm gonna give you proof that so if you see that last page, this is a spreadsheet of every activity in that 13-17, which is the ACH payroll fund, which is not part of cash. So it's not in your cash report. So this is the whole, I have her pull it down as an Excel spreadsheet. And then listing underneath is any items that have no offset or an issue that we're still in view of. So there's a couple here that are less than $50, $151 for Whitehall. I'm gonna charge that off at the end of the year because they've overpaid us. And you can't even talk to them right now. The school clerk, he still doesn't want to respond. We do have a charge for 9561 from Cardwell, which she just fixed, so that'll be off. So this is Paulette's notes when she works on something. We do have an issue going with Piers for Jefferson County, 567.75, which I believe clears off sometime in September, so October, so I'm not worried about that. All these things so what we're doing now is trying to show the auditor that we're tracking every difference so that we can say, no, it is getting balanced and we know where everything is. So we're good. September, there's a deposit for Clancy that she didn't press the button on. We called her. It's now gonna clear in October. So that's what that last sheet is in case you care. So then the next page up is the protested taxes, which I put that in there, Ginger, for you because I know you have to track those protests too. So we have about $2,755 of interest sitting in that protest accrued interest right now, but most of that is coming because we have a $144,000 protest. So that's that one. No problems with redemptions. First time in 6 months, it's balanced to zero. That's because I spent a Saturday trying to figure out how come that account was out of balance. None of it was Ginger, by the way. It's because somebody was posting them to the wrong place. So we got that all fixed. My over-insurance account, which is a very particular place for auditors. We want to make sure that always has a credit balance and it has a debit balance. Well, the state of Montana owes me $99.46, which I paid out of this fund. So right now it's overdrawn, but they did give me my money back. So I'm going to post that as soon as I actually see the money, but so then it'll be fine. And Ginger will be happy because she likes credit balances on revenues. Oh, look at that. Yeah, this is the Ash Grove. I was gonna give that to you actually, but there is a copy in there. Okay, everything else is copacetic. Or copacetic, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so that's where we are at. So tomorrow, Christine Larson is gonna go with gender to a finance class at Mako, which I want her to be exposed to other things in case she wants to run for treasurer someday. Maybe not next year,
20 years when you retire.
So the
next year.
finance
year.
training, Francis and I were gonna go, but then Francis is leaving, and so. Since we already paid for the registration, I was like, well. Looking ahead to the future, especially sitting with Terry and Paulette on the phone with Black Mountain for 3 hours trying to figure out the balancing issue. And Francis leaving and just all the stuff with the accounting, if Paulette ever decides to re-retire.
She's done. I think she wants to go.
That pushed her over. And then if Terry does retire, then my idea is hopefully that someone else in the treasurer's office will start learning all of this. Because I don't know it and I shouldn't.
You
I-
don't wanna know it.
I shouldn't know it because there's checks and balances between us, so, hopefully. That's just on my mind a lot is what's gonna happen when Terry retires, Francis leaves, you know? If for some reason. Someone ran against Terry and I, that hopefully there is some unelected people that know how to do some of this stuff and. No one else in my office is really up to that right now, so hopefully Christine is.
Just need to get her exposed.
Yeah.
To county finance, cause that's, she doesn't know. So we're working with her, we're gonna start teaching her how to do this stuff in January,
Right.
but. We're not doing it now, we're trying to get Maggie up to speed on it too. But Maggie does not wanna be treasurer, so that's fine.
But it
So-
would be nice if she knew how to do it.
She does need to know how to do it. Paulette's been the one key person, and that's why I always assume everything's perfect, because it usually is. But I should have caught that 6598 backwards, but I was so focused on why instead of looking at that top sheet, and so that was kind of silly. So local government services is asking us for everything that we do, so I just sent them these updated sheets and all the bank statements. Not like they're gonna help me find it, but okay. Because of the audit report last year. They wanna make sure that we're not stealing any money, I guess. But I've always been over, not short, so that tells me I'm not stealing, I must be giving money. But anyway. So other than that, so the tax bills are out. We'll start collecting, so November will be very busy. Paulette will be back in to post. I'm sure she's off the rest of the week because I don't really need her right now, but. Thursday, I am gonna go up, I believe Corey's gonna go. And we're going to do a public comment support for. Mining, the committee on. Mining something,
It was an environmental something.
yeah, I know, it's on my,
One
it's
of the
on my
environmental
email.
committees,
It's
yeah.
at 8:05 AM in room 3 something in the Capitol, and Montana Tunnels is on the agenda. I looked at the agenda, the Moonies had asked if we would consider it, and then I looked at the agenda and I think it would be important for Jefferson County to show their face. So I am going Thursday, it's at 8:05 AM, but we'll go and we'll listen. Corey's volunteered to go as well, unless one of you two want to go. And just do it in the public comment part, so Jefferson County supports whatever process we need to make this go forward, including eminent domain. So, I did, a couple citizens and I did send letters of support to the governor about eminent domain, but I did not, I made sure that it wasn't as an official of the county, although I still think we probably need to do that too. Because if you read the brief that was sent from Mr. King, we're basically doing the same thing we did in November. So it's the same words, different twists. I don't know what the result of that is gonna be. Maybe it'll be different this time, but I feel like all we're doing is just feel like we're
Kicking the
doing
can
this.
down the road
We're just
further.
doing this. It is my understanding that the owner of MTMI asked for an extension with the governor to 2027. If you wait that long, that our window will be closed for for,
Permit will
For the
start to
permit.
expire, yeah.
so, pretty ballsy, actually. He knows how to work the system. So, I'm pretty sure the governor said, no, I don't know, I wasn't in the room, so I can't answer that conversation, but. So anyway, so I don't know where we are with that. I still have high hopes that that'll be resolved soon. Although I did hear DEQ building was on fire this morning.
They're what?
The building over there on,
Yep, I'm sorry.
Behind the
Oh,
car
it's
wash?
On fire?
was on fire this morning
Really?
across from the mall.
Hmm.
That
Oh,
old building, and so I don't know, maybe. I won't say that, but never mind.
Hmm.
Hopefully nothing burned that was important.
No kidding.
And hopefully nobody was in the building either, so. So anyway, we'll be up there on Thursday morning,
is it this Environmental Quality Council?
yeah, that's it.
Um,
You're welcome to come too if you like, but you'll be at NACO. Tomorrow evening, if anybody's interested, you're welcome. I am having the Moonies at my house for dinner. So
Like a Clancy water sewer.
I know you have something, but you and Kelly would like to come, or Dan and come and just have dinner with us. I don't plan on talking about anything about tunnels, but I want them to just see how the other side lives, which is poor, but that's okay. I will have a steak.
Nice.
I invited Ginger and the kids too, because it's always nice to have kids as a distraction,
Mhm.
So-
Yeah, absolutely.
if they don't have sports, that is. I did ask Mr. Leon, but he's not available, because I think he would be a good representative, because he lives on that hill, but
Mhm.
he's not available, sadly, because he's like, I want to talk to them, so. Anyway, so that's it. I don't have anything else exciting to say,
Thank you.
but
Terry.
thank you for getting these numbers early, quickly, because I can't believe that we even got 3/4 of those bills created on the 15th.
So I looked my bill up
Makes me
yesterday.
happy.
My house went down $700.
But your land went up.
My vacant lot went up, but my house in Boulder went down, I wanna say $200 too, so.
My tax bill dropped almost $700.
My mom's house in Boulder dropped $700 too.
Probably even it up with the
Mine's
last
probably in the
tax
mail,
bill.
cause I have,
I just went online to
Here's.
her page and looked it up, cause I was
So-
I check
curious.
the mail about once a week, maybe.
I will tell you, well, it's not in the mail yet because it's at the printer, but one of my team, hers went up $300.
Really?
Yeah, it's the land. The average price of land in Jefferson County, especially on that side, is $50,000 an acre. Now, according to the Department of Revenue. So the land values did this and their house values went like
Mhm.
this. I don't know if that's, I don't think that's good, to be honest with you, because I know a lady that lives up near Mr. Myers. She's got 5 acres. Her house is on one of those acres. The rest of it's straight up the hill. There's no way she's ever gonna build on that hillside,
Mhm.
but now she's gonna pay $200,000 for those 4 acres on taxes.
I talked to a guy, he called me about that exact issue where he owns 10 acres in his. When he got, not his taxes yet, obviously, but
The
the
assessment.
valuations and stuff, that it went up to $450,000.
So what I would suggest is that people need to call DOR and get them to do for, at least for 26, if not for 25. Say, come out here and look, there's no way I can use this land as a buildable site, so why am I taxed at $50,000 an acre?
Right.
In that particular area, Jefferson City, which is right on the edge of Clancy, there was a guy that sold his lot for $100 and some odd thousand, and it was 5 acres or something, whatever. He sold it for a great deal amount. So what that did to the market value is it shifted everybody up there. They're all paying $50,000 average an acre, and that's a lot of money for a hillside they can't build
Unusable
on.
land.
Right. No,
Yep.
for
It's
sure.
And there's
unusable.
lots of places like that up
Yeah.
there. all
So
over up there.
I can't ever keep it straight, but there's 2 different approaches to the appeal. There's the AB 26 and then the other CTAB one.
PTAP, but that PTAP, or your tax board, PTAP,
Anyways, they can
tax appeal board.
they can
PTAP.
file an appeal to meet with Sally, and Nicole Palmer is the county tax appeal board secretary. They have to submit the form to me, and then I get it to Nicole and Sally, and then they schedule a meeting with them. Or Sally will meet them and go look at their property. And obviously it's too late for this year, but like Terry said, for next year.
Yeah, I think the AB 26 is a good process. Currently, though, Jefferson County has 72 AB 26s outstanding. So all these tax bills that are out, if they make a different decision, it could, I'm gonna have to redo the bill, create refunds or whatever, if they pay, whatever that is. But, Sally just sent me the list that's still outstanding for Jefferson, because this was last week. She said, do you want to do bills without these being settled? I said, yes, because 72 people can affect, we sent out 9,000. Well, we sent out on the real side. We sent out a total of 9169 bills, including Central Assess. Central Assess is 133. So we sent out 9,036 real estate bills, which is a couple hundred more than last year.
Nice.
So we grew, but I'm not gonna affect 72. I'm not gonna let 72 people hang up 9,000 bills. So I said, we'll just send them out. They know they're in appeal. We can give them extra time. If they appeal and the DOR goes to the taxpayer side, they get additional time to pay, because when I create a new bill, I make a whole new 30 days, take care of the other one. So it's not like it's a little bit, a couple steps on my side, but it's fair to the taxpayer so that they're not feel under pressure to get that paid. So I always tell them when they call not to worry.
But yeah, if people call and say that, like about their land, which they might when the tax bills come out now.
Yeah, that was just the valuations that came out when he noticed it.
Yeah, so you can tell them to call me and I can get them the forms. I mean, they can get them online, but I can get them
Okay.
still.
So the future, I think that at some point, somebody's gonna have to do some type of legislation about the way we assess. I realize it's a constitutional amendment, but, using market values is kind of not always the best way to make it fair to everybody. Because the guy that's lived in his house for how long
Right.
is probably not leaving the state. I mean, he might pass away or something, but
I'm dying in mine because of my.
I'm dying in mine too, because I can't afford to buy another house. But what I'm saying is, hello there, Miss Senator. Come on in.
I'm early.
Come
Come on
on in.
in.
Okay.
We're finishing up our meeting with Terry.
She's getting
here.
rid of me.
Oh.
So I think at some point that somebody's gonna have to look at that, because and Senator Beard may or may not agree with me, but our market values are out of control. They are back down a little bit, but our land values are out of control now, so 2026 could change the way these tax bills look, because I know there's gonna be another shift, so for 25, everybody will be somewhat happy, and they probably won't notice that you raised the solid waste fee. But I don't know about in 26. Okay, Dad, shut me off.
No, anything else? I want to say on a positive note, you're doing very well. Thank you. I mean, where you're at now.
I'm
in the
so
past,
happy. You
so
don't know how
thank
happy I
you.
am.
Hope you still have your wits about you.
No, but I have gray hair. My sister told me this weekend, she goes, are you turning gray? I'm like, really? Thank you, sister.
You still have your hair.
Remind me not to fly to Burbank and visit you for your 65th birthday ever
Oh,
again.
hey. All right, then I guess we'll be adjourned on this one.
Thank you.
You want these back for scratch paper? These particular